Hello friends, once again welcome to the new session of Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy Practical. Myself, Miss Malvi Rajendra Bhavsar, M.Pharm in Pharmaceutics. So today we are going to deal with again new practical of Hospital and Clinical Pharmacy. Now let's go for the practical session. Let's start with the practical session. So today we are going to start with experiment 30. To understand the role of pharmacist in improving the patient compliance. For that, first we'll see what are the learning objectives of this practical. So first, student will develop intellectual skill. In that skills, student will able to appreciate and understand the role of pharmacist in patient counseling and service. Then to provide direction for medication and administration. Then development of some motor skills like ability to communicate using simple language and ability to convince the patient. So procedure. Now the basic element of good clinical pharmacy practices include first communication, consulting and counseling. Okay. World Health Organization defines compliance as a faithful adherence by patient to the prescriber's instruction. Non-compliance is a term which refers to the fault of the patient for inappropriate use of medication. Well-informed patients exhibit increased compliances with drug regimen, resulting in improved therapeutic outcomes. Therefore, the pharmacist has a responsibility to properly inform the patient about their drug therapy. Pharmacist is a professional who supervises the dispensing medicines immediate before the use and therefore assume the key role for making certain that potential non-compliance is reduced to the minimum. Clinical pharmacists at the hospital or retail store make significant contribution toward improvement in the patient compliance by following simple guidelines which are described in this practical. So first step is simplification of therapeutic regimen. Physician must prescribe minimum number of drug with self-defined dosage schedule. That is, once a daily dosage may be recommended wherever possible. A single dose of drug like phenytoin, propranolol or antidepressant may also promote the compliances. Second, improving the standards of dispensing practices. The container size should be selected to accommodate a label bearing dosage instruction which are precise, explicit and enlarged, easily readable type. High quality containers should be selected. Pharmacists should be taken initiative to detail the ideal time of administration. Instructions such as take as required should always be accompanied by warning which specifies the maximum number of doses that can be taken in 24 hours period. Exact mode of administration and storage conditions should be illustrated. Then development of suitable medication packaging. Pharmacists should select the system of presentation or packing of medicine which is most appropriate for the needs of individual patient. Unit dose packaging in general and the blister packs in particular encourage a degree of self-monitoring of drug intake. This can improve the compliances among selected intelligent, motivated patients such as young women taking oral contraceptives or young adults taking 10 days course of antibiotics. Fourth category, supplementary labeling. This instruction recommended to convey the important data regarding drug administration. Some of the suggestions are making these labels are first, description of drug action that may be given in a lay terminology to reduce confusion and improve compliances. Symbols and graphic may be used to emphasize the correct times of administration. Then second one, details which are interest to the patient may be highlighted by placing them in front of bottle. A daily calendar or tablet identification card bearing details of administration schedule that may be given to improve the compliances. Then patient counseling and education. Using suitable verbal, written or audiovisual communication techniques and method, the pharmacist should inform, educate and counsel patient about the following items of each medication in the patient drug regimen. Okay, so which are the medications or following items in the medications? First is name. In name, pharmacist should explain about the name of the drug either it is trade name, generic name, common synonym, and other descriptive names. Then intended use and expected action. So how to use that means, and what are the expected action of that drug on the patient. Then proper route, which route is to be preferred for the administration of dose. Then dosage form means either it should be taken in the solid dosage form, liquid dosage form, that is maybe tablet, capsules, syrup, etc. Then dosage and administration schedule, what amount means what dosage you have to take, in which quantity, and when to take. That schedule should be also explained to the patient. Then special direction for preparation, if any is there. For example, if suspensions are there, then for that time pharmacist is supposed to explain about the special directions, that shake well before use of the suspension so that particle will be properly suspended in that solution. Then special direction for administration. If some of the preparations are there which has to be administered, like reconstitution solids are there, they are supposed to administer in the form of solution whenever we have to take. So the 10 special directions which are there, that should be explained properly to the patient by a pharmacist. Precautions to be observed during administrations. Common side effects that may be encountered, including their avoidance and action required if they require. If some of the medicines like antibiotics, they show common side effects like nausea and vomiting. So pharmacist should explain about that common side effects, and if they persist, then what treatment should be given. That too also should be counseled to patient properly. Technique for self-monitoring drug therapy. Different techniques which are there for self-monitoring of drug therapy should be also explained to the patient. Proper storage. How to store that medicines or drug, that storage conditions should also be properly counseled and educated to the patient by pharmacist. Then potential drug-drug or drug-food interaction or other therapeutic contraindications. If any drug-drug interactions are there or drug-food interactions is there, that interactions must be properly explained to the patient to avoid any side effect or adverse drug reaction. Then prescription refill information. If prescription is supposed to be refilled again for the treatment, then that information must be given to the patient. Then actions to be taken in the event of missed dose. If any dose is missed, then what patient has to do. That thing also should be explained by the pharmacist to the patient. Then selection of non-prescription drug. If the patient is selecting any non-prescription drugs, that is OTC drug, over-the-counter drug, then about that drugs also, each and every point should be explained to the patient, and how to use and what is the use of the drug should be explained to that patient also. So this is how the pharmacist play very, very important role in patient counseling as well as patient compliances. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you, friends.